Hello, everybody. Have you ever wondered? Loose powder, setting powder, baking powder, pressed powder, translucent powder. What are those and what is it exactly? So, in this video, I will be breaking down the difference between loose powder, setting powder, pressed powder, translucent powder, and baking powder. You understand? I'm gonna remove all the ambiguity that exists in all of these makeup powder terms, shenanigans. Okay, all right, let's dig into it. First of all, what is powder? Powder is what you use in setting your makeup in place, your cream product or liquid makeup products. All right, now what is loose powder? Girl, this is called a loose powder. Loose, something free. It's not fixed, it's movable. You understand? You see? You see that? It's like dust. Exactly. That is a loose powder. All right. What is pressed powder? Girl, this is a pressed powder from the word pressed. Something pressed. What is compact powder? A compact powder is also a pressed powder, meaning compact. You see, compact, you can move it around. It's so easy to carry along. You understand? That's why it's called a compact powder. So, pressed powder, compact powder, baby, do not ever be confused. This is it. It's just the word usage. That's all. Pressed, compact means the same thing. If someone comes to you, oh, do you have a compact powder? Don't be like, oh, what's she talking about? It means your pressed powder. And if someone comes, do you have a pressed powder? Girl, it's your compact powder. All right. Now that we've done that, remember I said this is a loose powder from the word loose, something that is not fixed. It is movable. It is free. Now, what is setting powder? A loose powder is also a setting powder. So if you hear the word loose, if you hear the word setting powder, both are the same. You use a loose powder to set your makeup. Oh, can I have a setting powder? It's a loose powder. Can I have a loose powder? It's a setting powder. It's also the word usage. You understand? The powder is loose. But what it does, the action behind it is setting. You understand? It sets your cream products in place. That's why you can hear, oh, setting powder, loose powder, it's all the same. So do not be confused. All right. Now, see, this is also a loose or a setting powder. Don't be confused. All right. This right here is also a loose or a setting powder. All right. Now, what is baking powder? Girl, let me tell you this. There is nothing on the planet Earth that is baking powder. Baking is a technique. So there is nothing like baking powder. Baking is a technique in makeup where you leave your powder on your face for an extended period of time. You understand what I'm saying? 15 minutes, how long you want. That's baking. Now, baking itself is a technique that is done using a loose powder or a setting powder. So there is nothing like baking powder. Does it make some sense to you now? Let me calm down. Let me reiterate a bit. Baking powder, there is nothing like it. Baking is a technique in makeup where you set your makeup, like you leave your loose powder or your setting powder on your face for an extended period of time. That's it. So when you put your setting powder or your makeup your loose powder on your face for a while, girl, you're baking. So that's it. Again, you do not bake with pressed powder, please. Don't go trying to leave a powder, pack a punch on your face and no. You don't bake with pressed powder. You only bake with a loose or a setting powder, okay? So I really hope you understand now. Loose powder, setting powder, pressed powder, compact powder. Now let's go to translucent. Okay, from the word transparent. See, use this. What color is this? White. Usually, when you say something is transparent, it's not that it's white or all of that. Like water. Water is translucent. You understand? You said water is colorless. A nylon, a white nylon, is it white exactly? You understand? Not exactly, but you call it white because you can see through it. It's colorless in short. Let's just use that word, okay? Translucent from the word transparent. It's literally a loose powder that is colorless. It is not banana butter, cream butter, none of that. It's just white. And a translucent powder can be in the form of loose powder, and it can also be in a form of pressed powder. You get what I mean? See this loose powder now, right here. This is colored. It's colorful rather. You see this right here? This is colored. So can you have a plain white pressed powder? Yes, then that will be called a translucent pressed powder. That's it. That's it. Because why? When you use a translucent powder, right, it's not going to change the color or anything you have on your face. The color you give is the color you're going to get. It is transparent, it is translucent, it is colorless. You get what I mean? So it's not going to mess with your makeup product. And yes, it can exist in the form of pressed powder, meaning it's going to be pressed like this, but it is white. Okay, that's a translucent powder. Can you also have it in loose powder form? Yes, it's gonna be white. That's it. So don't be confused. You see this setting powder right here, or loose powder, you see how colored this is. This is like yellowish kind of. A translucent powder is gonna be white instead. You get what I mean? No color, none of that. All right. And what do you use it for? You use it to set your makeup as well. If you feel, oh, I don't want a yellow color, I don't want banana, I don't want all this colorful buttercream kind of setting powder, you can opt for a translucent pressed powder or a translucent setting powder. You understand what I'm saying? They are gonna do the same thing. Your normal pressed powder or your colored pressed powder and colored loose powder, it's gonna do. That's just it. All right, so don't be confused. I really hope this breaks it down for you. Pressed, again, don't forget, pressed or compact, this is it. It's just the same word. Okay, loose or setting powder, this is it. Loose powder is what you use in setting your makeup, which is why they call it setting powder. Baking powder, there is nothing like baking powder. Baking is a technique in makeup that you do with a loose or a setting powder, whichever one you want to call it. You get what I mean? You don't bake with a pressed powder. You can bake with a translucent setting powder, but you do not bake with a pressed or a translucent pressed powder, okay? I don't have a translucent powder. I would have shown it to you, okay? So this is it. A translucent is a colorless or a white. Let's just use the word white. Is a white or a colorless pressed or a loose powder, all right? That's just that. I really hope you find this helpful in any way you understand in identifying and picking out your makeup powder, so that when you go shopping, you're not confused. When someone say, do you have a compact powder? Do you have a setting powder? Do you have a loose powder? A translucent powder? Don't be confused. I really hope this video helps differentiate the difference in all of that for you. You get what I mean? All right, that's that. The sponsor for today's video is God Almighty the Father, God Almighty the Son, and God Almighty the Holy Spirit. My name is Abimbola Adeshawa Laoshe. All right, have a nice and a beautiful time in doing your makeup. I'll see you next time. Bye.